Hey Canucks fans, welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary for Thursday, February the 22nd. Not a game night for the Vancouver Canucks. They play tomorrow night, Friday night, against Vegas, in Vegas, against the juggernaut Golden Knights. Unfortunately, I won't be watching that game because fortunately, or I guess it's a matter of opinion, I'll be at the WWE show at Rogers Arena, watching from ringside seats. Yes, gonna go into my inner child there a little bit and mark out, I think, for some of the wrestlers. And thanks to some generous friends, not only me, but also bringing my son, Sean, to the event. So that should be a lot of fun. But not here to talk about wrestling, although I could. Let's talk about the Vancouver Canucks. We're only 4 days away from Monday's trade deadline on February 26th. And really quickly, just want to throw it out there, how active do you think the Canucks will be? And if we look at the last two seasons, it's really a tale of two trade deadlines. 2 years ago, in 2016, the Canucks had a chance to move both forward Radim Vrbata and defenseman Dan Hamhuis. Now, Vrbata was a depreciating asset, I should say, at the time. So it sounds like, from all accounts, at least 2 years later, that they couldn't really find a trading partner, that Vrbata wasn't keen on being moved, and really, he didn't have much trade value. So fair enough. Dan Hamhuis, I think, was the bigger one, where a lot of Canucks fans were hoping that they would get something for him, whether it's a third round or fourth round pick, whatever it may have been, because he was still serviceable and still would have added value to a team, looking to make a playoff run. But alas, Hamhuis was not traded either. I think it sounds like, from all accounts, that the Canucks approached him late, and by the time they started working out deals with potential teams like Dallas, like Chicago, it was indeed too late, and thus he stayed with the Canucks for the rest of the season. Of course, both guys left at the end of the year, being UFAs, and it seemed like the Canucks learned their lesson, because last year, despite Jim Benning saying that they weren't asking certain players to waive no trade clauses or no movement clauses, guess what? Aging forwards Alex Burrows and Jannik Hansen were both shipped out. We know that Alex Burrows went to Ottawa for prospect Jonathan Dahlin, and that's a trade that I think it was a win for the Vancouver Canucks, especially given Burrows has not had a productive season, and that Dahlin looks to play a big part in the Canucks' future, even maybe partnering with fellow Swede Elias Pettersson down the road. But we can get to that in another blog. The other one, speaking of aging veterans and unproductive veterans, was Jannik Hansen. He's even done worse than Burrows this season. So the Canucks shipped Jannik Hansen to the San Jose Sharks. They got back Nikolai Goldobin. He's been up and down from Utica, showed flashes of promise, especially in that last game, that 5-4 debacle, that loss against Colorado, though, the loss where the Canucks couldn't kill off one single penalty. And actually, they killed off one. I think they killed off 1 out of 6. So 5 power play goals for the Avalanche. But I'm not going to talk about that. I don't want to get upset on my drive to work. But in essence, Goldobin looks also to be a part of the team, hopefully a big part of the team, as he gets confidence, as he learns Travis Green and earns Travis Green's trust. And I was going to say, as he learns Green's system. So you could say that unequivocally 2017 was a win for Jim Benning and the Canucks at the trade deadline. Shipping out Burrows and Hansen, bringing back Dahlin and Goldobin. So what's going to happen this year? With the signing of Erik Gudbranson, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist, I don't think it's a sign and trade. So let's presume that Gudbranson is here to stay. Really, you can look at Thomas Vanek, and he's on a very good $2 million contract. He's been on 7 or 8 teams in the past 4 seasons, so he's used to being a rental, and then he's fine with it. I've heard him say that he's fine with it. So look for Thomas Vanek to be moved. Some people think it's for as high as a second. I think it's going to be more of a third rounder or fourth rounder, but let's see who we get for him. Other potential, guys to be moved. You look at the Canucks blue line. It's very crowded for next year, especially if they expect Ole Juolevi to make the team, and if they want to give Philip Holm a chance. So if the Canucks don't move anyone, that's like 9 defensemen there, right? Obviously with Tanev, Edler, Gudbranson, Delzato, Hutton, Stetcher, Pouliot, Biega, now Juolevi and Holm. Actually, that's 10 defensemen. Obviously, all 10 guys won't make the team to start the year. So maybe a Ben Hutton gets traded. Maybe somehow a Chris Tanev gets traded. I'm not convinced. Well, we can debate till the cows come home, or whatever animal comes home. We can debate whether or not that's a good move for the Canucks, or whether they can get a lot for Tanev now. His trade value is as high as it's ever been, versus, we need him to be part of our core for the next 3 or 4 years, as we hope to be competitive in the next 3 or 4 years. So however you feel about Tanev, but it could be Hutton, it could be Tanev, or maybe Derek Pouliot as an RFA isn't extended. Who knows? But there's a lot of certainly a lot of questions on the crowded blue line now. And lastly, speaking of RFAs, maybe you look at moving guys like Jake Virtanen. Well, there's 5 RFAs, and I've talked about this in a previous blog. There's 5 RFAs for the team right now, all going to need extensions if the Canucks decide to do so. 3 forwards, Marcus Granlund, Sven Barchi, and Jake Virtanen, and 2 defensemen, Troy Stetcher and Derek Pouliot. I think we'd agree that Stetcher is not going to go anywhere. I think Barchi is likely not going to go anywhere. Virtanen hopefully is not going to go anywhere. I don't see the Canucks giving up on him yet. So really, you're looking at guys like Granlund and or Pouliot who might be also in play. You could argue that anyone not named Horvat or Besser should be in play, but obviously the Canucks can't trade 90% of the roster in 3 days. So we'll see what happens. What's your prediction? How active do you think the Canucks will be? And if they are active, will it be like a win, like 2017? Or will it be, well, they weren't active in 2016, so that was admittedly a loss. So what do you think is going to happen? What do you hope is going to happen? Leave a comment below. I'd love to read and react to it. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, I invite you to do so now. Have a great day. Be safe in the snow. Look forward to the Canucks versus Vegas tomorrow. And I look forward to Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns tomorrow night. God bless, and go Canucks go.